Hill Road in Hong Kong, and this is an exhibition that's currently being filmed. So it's being displayed in Hong Kong. I'm the one that's filming, and this is Some Dream by Christopher Button, which you can find here. This is his website, and he's just downstairs. We're going to chat with him in a minute. Hi, Kevin. And we're just going to show you some of his work, give you some context to the photographer, and then we're going to have a chat with Christopher. Let's get that in context. So the theme, like I say, is Some Dream. Christopher's been in Hong Kong right about the same time as myself. Hey buddy. He's been here for like just about 4 years. Because I'm in an art gallery, Red Sailor. I'm in an art gallery. And it echoes quite a lot. The roof, the ceiling is only here. It's very small. So I just want to give you a quick showcase of the photography, and then we'll speak to Chris, okay? But thank you for joining. This one's called Blue Bleach. Some of you might be able to see a theme in the work. Obviously it's not as good as the real thing, but you can go to ChristopherButton.com right now, see the photos online as we chat with Christopher. So if you have any questions, you can ask him live. We'll see him in a minute. This one's called Through Graphite. Just remember this one though, because this is one of my favorites. This is called Stellar. Maybe you can see some similarities between the work. A lot of the people are obscured. You don't really directly interface with these individuals. You don't really see a lot of them. Very voyeuristic. Yeah, it is. So this is a very casual scope chat, different to my other ones. Yes, signature. So you can ask the questions in between my questions. It won't be a Twitter thing. Okay, those are the small type prints, and we're just going to go down. Hey. Greatest stuff, that's like a picture that I would take. It is, isn't it? How's the signal? Is it good enough? Okay, let me just put this down. And then we'll get to, there's Christopher there. Okay. And then it's got 6 more to show. I think a lot of you have seen this when I walk up it. This is on the mid-level escalators. This exhibition is on till tomorrow. Well, I think for a lot of it you've got to stand there and find the details. Hey Carol, how's it going? Okay, and then we've got these 3 here. Christopher himself is not a native of Hong Kong, just like myself, and so there's some of these photos resonate with me. And that's the last one. Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
How you doing? And okay, here's Christopher.
Hey everybody.
Hi. You wanted to stop by but too busy. Okay.
Okay.
Hey buddy, it's interesting. Thanks for scoping. Okay, so I'm with Chris now. You've seen some of the work. If you have any questions, I mean I've got some, so you can ask him directly as we're speaking. Okay.
Hey everybody.
Could you let Christopher let him know where you are, by the way? Temmie's from the Netherlands.
Okay.
There we go.
A few bits. Hong
Okay.
Kong.
Yeah, hey buddy's in Hong Kong. Cowell's from Hong Kong as well.
Okay.
Okay, now this is Chris's first time on Periscope, so be kind to him.
Yeah, please.
Don't troll us,
Please be
please.
nice.
But I've got a very athletic block finger. Okay, I'm gonna flip the camera back, and I'm gonna point the camera at you, and I'm gonna talk behind the camera.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so for the replay viewers, if you've skipped ahead, I'm with Christopher Button, and he's the photographer here. Was it 97 Hill Road?
Yes, that's the one.
Okay.
Yeah. Taiwan.
And Chris, I asked you before, how long have you lived here, and could you explain a little bit why you came to Hong Kong?
Yeah.
And why you're still in Hong Kong?
I studied film and documentary filmmaking, so I finished my masters and just wanted to go somewhere just for a year, just to kind of live and work somewhere. So I got a teaching job, and then I moved out here and couldn't really afford to buy all my film equipment that I was using at university, so I picked up a still camera, and that's when I started taking photographs more seriously, and completely stopped the video making pretty much, and just completely concentrated on photography since then.
Okay, interesting, because I've stopped taking pictures and I'm doing more videos.
That's usually the way it works out, actually.
Especially with Periscope.
Yeah, that's usually the way it works out.
How many shots from the back? Do you shoot this way to avoid privacy issues?
Not to avoid privacy issues, just to avoid anybody noticing that I'm taking a photo. I really don't want anyone to kind of notice that I'm there, so that I'm actually capturing them in their own sort of little world, that I'm not interfering.
That's interesting, because Signature, the person who asked that question, you jumped into the deep end now of a discussion whereby you're changing the meaning because you're concerned about them, but then what about what you want as a photographer?
Yeah.
So are you left with what you can only get, or are you decided then to make a deliberate choice?
But sometimes it's I shoot people from the front as well. It's for example this one. Can you
Yeah.
For example, this one is more about his hair is the character of this shot, and it's not necessarily about his face necessarily. And it's the where he is on the tram, and it's the colours and the light, as much as capturing the subject.
Okay.
I don't really have too much of an issue with this, like intellectual property or anything like that goes. I'm just trying to capture people in their own element without interfering.
Okay. You have to be careful, because I can easily mistake that for Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, that's what someone said yesterday. Yeah, exactly.
So it's got a political sort of undertone in it.
Yeah, I'm doing my bit for socialism.
Signature's asking you, what kind of equipment do you use?
I use a Nikon FM2 film camera. So there's only one in this collection that's digital. Everything else is with this.
Okay, why have you split it?
Only because I really like that one digital one, and it fits in with the theme.
Okay.
And I was going to leave it out for quite a while, and then I just thought, I really like it.
Okay. I'm not going to show the people which one the digital one is.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So see if they can guess.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody says he uses an FM2 as well.
Yeah.
He uses a Nikon or Nikon.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the digital is.
Canon. Actually, it's 650.
Okay. So you can't argue with him and say Canon's better. He uses both.
No, I use both. I don't care.
What was it like at uni? Where did you study your photography?
University of West of England in Bristol.
In Bristol.
Yeah.
Okay. So actually, me and Christopher are relatively close to each other. When did you graduate?
I graduated my masters 5 years ago, 4.5 years before I came here.
Okay.
So,
same here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to London Westminster though.
Okay.
For mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, for the people in the chat, some of the photographs resonate with me, because I'm also a new person, relatively speaking, to Hong Kong, and I don't know why I'm periscoping that dog. But for me, there is a sense of there's various themes that I've talked to Chris off camera with, and we kind of agree. I'm just wondering what kind of senses, if you get anything from this at all. I know it's a bit dissipated because you're not here, but do you get any ideas of what you see from the work? Okay, I'll give them a chance to catch up.
Yeah.
So why did you decide to make a project that was based around sort of dream and fragments of memory?
It's because I kind of noticed there was a constant theme. I mean, I take quite a few pictures when I'm out shooting, but there's a constant theme where I'm capturing people in the sort of quiet moments of reflection. And it just kind of kept building up, that collection kept building and building until it got to basically the stage where I was like, I can make a show out of this. And it's something that dreams have always been something that's been interested me in film. So like films like from Wong Kar-wai or Andrei Tarkovsky, or it's always been something that's interested me.
Okay, I don't know what you just said.
Oh,
Who?
Wong Kar-wai.
Wong
Kar-wai. He's a Hong Kong director.
Okay.
He directed In the Mood for Love, Chungking Express, like quite a lot.
No, Chungking Express, yeah.
Wonderful films that.
Haven't watched it though.
Watch it, you should do. It's really good. And Andrei Tarkovsky, who's a Russian filmmaker, and all of his films are based on memory and time.
Okay, what's one of his? If I was to know one of them,
Solaris is probably.
Okay, yes, yeah. I saw the remake though.
With
yeah. I know. I need to go and watch it. I know.
Clooney,
it's on my to-do list. I know they're trying to go for similar, but
yeah.
I know it's supposed to be more superior.
Yeah.
The shots of the mother holding the child. Were you walking to take that photo? So Signature was talking about this one.
Yeah. I was. But because we were walking at the same pace, because she was walking in front of me. So yeah, both walking quite slowly.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of difficult to get the focus right, but somehow managed to do it.
Yeah, because the depth of field is quite tight.
Yeah, I shoot quite wide open, so that the depth of field is quite important to most of my pictures actually.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Looking at some of the photos, like the one of Clint.
Yeah.
And this one over here, the main picture, I was thinking that you were using some sort of like, is it baby lens? What is it now? It's like a lens you put on the camera. It's like
like a tilt shift frame.
Yeah, you can get like something with a Nikon mount or Canon mount to it. You know what I'm about?
I'm not too sure.
Begins with a B. I can't think of it, but anyway, you haven't. No. But there is an effect where it creates like a dreamy sort of.
Yeah.
You do it in the lens, but now that I know you haven't done it, it looks like you're obviously emoting it through the picture itself.
Yeah. So everything's been shot.
And Lens Baby, that's it.
Down at Lens Baby, yeah. So everything's shot pretty much down at 1.2 f-stop. So
right. Thank you, Finn.
Really shallow depth of field, which I really like.
Okay.
And I think that gives an element of dreaminess to especially the Clint one. Because it's wall and it's kind of textural as a picture, and it kind of
and the depth of it as well, because you're travelling. Looks like you're travelling through a tunnel of yarn.
Yeah.
Tunnel
of yarn. So
have you had any issues because I'm periscoping all the time. I'm on the street. 50mm 1.2, someone says.
Yeah.
50mm. When I'm periscoping, people always ask me in the chat, doesn't anyone ever stop you?
Yeah.
And I've never been stopped.
Yeah.
Other than in my very first periscope, and it was some German woman,
right.
and the Germans are very concerned about their privacy.
Yeah.
So it felt like, it's natural. If anyone's going to stop me, it's going to be a German person.
Yeah.
Have you ever been stopped?
I've been stopped a few times. I've been chased before. But it's usually older Chinese men who sometimes get really, really angry and like swearing and like chasing me down the street.
Literally,
that's happened a couple of times. Yeah.
And so how do you do? You just run away?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Have you now? Hi from California. Hi, welcome. We're just we've done a quick walkthrough, and now we're speaking with Christopher Button. So if you want to recap, this is a quick scope chat with the photographer of this project called Some Dream. Sorry, there's always people coming in, so you guys sometimes got to recap. And this is he's running for his life. So this is Christopher's first ever periscope. So you're doing quite well.
Oh yeah, I'm doing alright. Good.
Hi, Ginny. Had to change my account. Hi. I don't know who Nikki Davis is though. Sorry. There's some random stuff on Periscope. Now, if you get stopped, I'm tempted to say, you're getting chased. I'm tempted to say you're doing it wrong because I've never got stopped by a Chinese person. But I think, and obviously I can't confirm this because I don't speak the language. I think it's because they think I'm a tourist. So I'm going into like various levels of interpretation there. Are you dressed as? How do you dress?
I just want to make sure they don't take the picture. If it's a good picture, I'm like, I want to get home with this before they can.
Right.
Grab my camera.
So when we talk about the relationship between like this mother and child, and you're walking behind them, they're not going to accost you, and then you talk about something like this one, or this one. The people don't know, but then how long are you waiting around to try and capture or trying to create the emotion that you want from a shot?
It completely depends on which one it is. A lot of them are just like straight off the hip. I'll spot something and then I'll set the camera up and it just do it. Whereas this one over here took a lot more time. So the framing of the pictures is the most important thing. So I could see her reflection in the sort of silver rectangle there.
Yeah.
And then it's just more of a composition shot of different shapes and light.
Okay.
So that one I had a bit more time to like set the camera up and really concentrate on the framing. Whereas this one was just, because she's walking past me, it was just straight up and I'll take a picture. So it depends completely on which picture it is.
Sorry, can we just do a check? Signature says he can't hear. Can you hear or not? Christopher's handle, he doesn't have Periscope yet, but if you go to christopherbutton.com, you can check out his work there. But with something like this, you was on the boat?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, Signature is asking what kind of film do you use?
Kodak Portra,
Okay.
400 or 160.
Okay.
Yeah, always pretty much. Well, all of these are shot on Kodak Portra.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's not one of those special end-of-life ones now, is it?
No, it's like a fairly standard portrait film, so it's got really good skin tones. That's the main reason that
Okay.
I use it. It's quite warm.
Photofin was asking, do you try to get a model release or you just go for a journalistic?
No, just journalistic.
No.
Yeah. no.
And what motivates you, I did ask you at the beginning, but it's okay, what motivates you to want to stay in Hong Kong and do a project like this, or what inspired you to do a project like this? So it's quite, sorry, there's like a few questions there.
Yeah.
Answer the first one first, sorry.
Yeah.
So why did you stay in Hong Kong?
I stayed in Hong Kong because of the lifestyle as much as the photography. I was meant to be going back to the UK to do my PhD, but kind of, it's Hong Kong, it's a wonderful place to live, so I didn't want to go back, and then photography kind of came second at that stage. But I love taking photos here, like I can't imagine anywhere else in the world that would have the variety and the sort of energy that Hong Kong has.
Okay, and what was my other question?
I don't know.
What motivated you to start this project?
I've wanted to do an exhibition for ages, and I didn't have a really coherent assembly of photos. And as I said, I started noticing these little highlights of people in these moments of introspection, and then it's kind of started to build itself and snowball into like an actual exhibition.
Okay.
Yeah.
My favourite one, Gin Tonic says, "What a lovely man."
Oh, thank you.
You can't see these random strangers,
Like
but there you
Gin
go. Someone on the internet loves you. You staying in Hong Kong or are you going back to the UK? Bewelter asks.
I'm staying here. Yeah, I'm not going in the near future. I'm here
Okay.
for a bit.
Do you find that there's a Venus flytrap element to Hong Kong? Because I originally stayed here, or wanted to stay here for 3 years, and now I have no desire to leave.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right? Not at the moment.
Yeah.
And it's not a place to retire to. So, how
No.
long do you? What?
I was only meant to be here for 1 year,
Right.
and it's now my 5th year, and I can't really see myself leaving at the moment. So, I don't know. It's just kind of an easy lifestyle here, and I'm a teacher in the daytime as well, which kind of pays quite well in Hong
English?
Kong. English teacher, yeah.
Okay.
And that allows me enough time to go and do my photography as well. So I don't know whether I'd find this balance in any other place in the world at the moment. And I love taking pictures here, and I haven't taken enough pictures here, so I'm going to be here for the next at least year or 2 years more. Yeah.
Okay, and then after that?
Who knows? We'll see. I'm up for moving anywhere. I don't really want to move back to the UK. I think I've moved anywhere. I'd probably go somewhere new, somewhere different.
Right, okay. I have very similar sentiments to you. Yeah, about the UK or wanting to stay here, things like that. Now, my favourite picture is, for those on the replay, or you're coming in now late, sorry, you have to go back to the beginning unless you've got it on something accessible here. Saves me. Should we go upstairs?
Yeah, let's go
okay, we're going to go upstairs and just talk about one of my favourite pictures that I've seen. So, bear with us. So I'll just recap. Thank you, Jim.
Okay, yeah, Blue Beach.
Blue Beach. And now, before we get into it, some of these, just to let the people know, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
You've arranged these deliberately in groups.
Yeah.
They feel like they're in groups because of the similarities within the shots.
Definitely.
Okay, so this is a, what do you call it? What goes after triptych?
Triptych and then a quadruptych.
Okay, well, there's a sequence of four. There's a sequence of four here anyway, of 4 images, which are somewhat abstract. His handle, ChristopherButton.com. Christopher Button. And there's a diptych over there of two individuals.
Yeah.
There's a common theme amongst the photos where the people are obscured. But in my favourite one, and this is the one called Clint that we were talking about before, that I thought was shot with the lens baby. Okay, so the tunnel of yarn. But this one here is my favourite one. But he needs to be on Parry. He needs to be on Periscope. Someone says.
Okay, yeah, okay, I'll do it.
I'll talk to you about it afterwards.
Yeah.
I'll try and get him on, Jim. But this one here is my favourite one. It's called Blue Bleach, and I didn't notice it because Raya pointed out, but there's a bottle of Blue Bleach there.
Yeah.
Before we get into it, hey buddy would like to say, how do you select the photos? How many did you shoot for the project?
With difficulty. I shoot about 4 or 5 rolls a week, so I shoot
36 frames?
A lot of pictures, yeah.
Right.
So I shoot a hell of a lot of pictures. Some kind of for this project, and then some, I take a lot of pictures of very different things. So then I can just kind of mix and match whichever ones I want. But I took all of these last year, so they were all within about 8 or 9 months of each other. And then I deliberately didn't put any of my recent ones in because I thought it might kind of spoil the theme.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, there you go. Now this one here, someone's Photo Finn says, why film?
I just gave it a go once because I was interested, and now I love it. For me, it's the contrasts and the blacks are completely different. And if I want to blow my pictures up big like this, there's no pixelations. It's grain.
Yes, film grain.
So even I really love it. It gives a kind of painterly kind of effect, which you wouldn't if you did that with digital. It would just look horrible.
Yeah.
And so I kind of like that abstract element that it gives certain parts of the picture.
There's no black and white photos here, but do you shoot black and white?
No. I like colour a lot.
Okay. Now, this one here.
Yep.
This one kind of isn't obscured.
Yeah.
Like all the other photographs. So if we compare it to say the woman
yeah.
playing badminton, or the guy behind the, what is this?
It's like a metal, sort of like a metal grid.
Metal fence grid
Metal
thing.
fence thing, yeah.
And then we have, is that a self-portrait?
No, it kind of is because it is a.
Well, it could be,
Yeah.
Okay, so unambiguously, it could be a self-portrait, or it could be of somebody else, because it's titled The Photographer. But this one, it makes me. There's loads of questions I can ask. One, did you see the light? Was this set up? Did you think I'm going to go back and time it?
Yeah, no, I walked past and there was a beam of light. You couldn't really, it hasn't come out in this, but it was like, you know, like as if like a UFO was like beaming someone. Yeah, it was just like big shaft of light that came down here, and he was just wearing all white, and it was just like looked like a beacon.
Okay.
And it wasn't. There's lots of. I like this because there's lots of other elements. Like I really like. This is one of my favourite colours, and it matches this colour up here, which kind of gives the place.
A bit of blue here.
And there's also a little guy over here in the alleyway. And it's kind of a bit mysterious. You don't really know what he's doing. I think he's just like texting or something, but it's just kind of a bit odd. It looks like he's been
Bristol.
It looks like he's been kind of delivered there, just from the sky.
Well, for me, there's a certain like heavenly, angelic connotation that I get from it. And we agreed, by the way, just before we started Periscope, not to get into the meaning too much of these photos, because if we try to talk about the photos in a very from our own interpretive sense, then it's going to shut down any sort of dialogue or interpretation that you might have. Okay, it looks like he had a hard day. Okay, but for me, it's like, and I'm going to have to break that rule just slightly, but it feels to me like Hong Kong is seen as a very bleak place, and when I Periscope it, everyone says, "Oh, it's so full of concrete and it's just everywhere." And when we have to, there's more than one Periscoper. And we always have to remind everybody, actually, Hong Kong is only 25% concrete. And the majority of it is vegetation. Okay, but when you get to a photo like this, you see a very typical alleyway where no one really exists in the space. And now you have someone who exists here. And these types of people are very common because they're kitchen workers, they're smoking, they're trying to get a release and some sort of like a release from the big cigarette, but also a release from their employment.
And
so
like a staff room or something.
There's like an outdoor staff room. Are you on Instagram? Someone's asking.
Yes, Christopher Button.
There you go. Is it for everything? Twitter? Facebook?
Facebook, Christopher Button,
Everything's Very made man, yeah. And so there's this idea of purity.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
For me.
And that kind of ties in in some way with the bleach, like those
Cleansing.
Yes.
Yeah, we're getting
we're getting too deep. Right?
We're getting too deep into it. But this is quite common, and to see it like that, I mean, I see this all the time, and the fact that you saw that is just like, wow. I wish I took that picture, because that's something that I would try and find and reflect on.
Yeah.
As I live in this city. If anybody wants it, by the way, it's 3,000 Hong Kong dollars. So that's mind your eraser head. Okay, there's an interpretation.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think it's because its hair's got a bit.
Okay. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions? I wanted to keep this very short. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
If they wanted to buy some, ChristopherButton.com?
Yeah, ChristopherButton.com, and my email address is there, so just get in touch with me via that.
Okay, and you can obviously check his work out. Do you have anything you want to say at all?
Not really. I quite like Periscope though. That's good.
You haven't got trolled yet?
No, I know, that's amazing.
Yeah.
There's still time.
Yeah, Bristol in the house. Where are you from, Jin? When you use Periscope, there's a delay. Christopher Button. It's all Christopher Button. I should have put it in the title of the scope. North Bristol.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Do you find that when you're living in Hong Kong, I'll flip the camera back into you. Do you find? Hey, stop looking at me. Thornbury.
Thornbury, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself connecting with the Westerners here? I live on the Yamate side, so where do you live first?
I live in Sheung but I used to live in Mong Kok. I used to live on the ladies' market for 3 years. It's kind of pretty frantic, as you know.
Yeah. So do you find yourself connecting with the Westerners or the Easterners more?
Westerners. I've got lots of Hong Kong friends as well, but they tend to be, I don't know, Westernized, is that the right word?
Yeah.
But,
ABC, CBC, BBC,
yeah.
Chinese, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because in the work you haven't photographed any Westerners.
I think there's one in the taxi.
Oh, in the taxi, okay.
Yeah, I think that's only because there's more Hong Kong people on the streets.
Right, okay.
It's more of it's not a choice. It's just,
okay. It's just, yeah. 92% of Hong Kong is Chinese. CBC born Chinese, no, not China born China. CBC is Canadian born China. Yeah, ABC American born China, and BBC is British born Chinese. The alphabet Chinese, we call them. Okay, just for the people in the scope, what's your favourite part of Hong Kong? Where do you like to shoot? How do you find these places, or was it just happenstance?
I quite like being on transport, so like on the tram I really like, on the NTR, on the ferries, little alleyways in Wan Chai.
It's okay.
Yeah, everywhere really, but usually in the inner city part of Hong Kong. As you said, there's a lot of greenery around, but that's not really what kind of interests me.
Right, yeah, it's not in the photos.
No, I don't think there's a tree anywhere.
Okay.
So built up areas, concrete, things happening, yeah.
Okay.
Lights. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, people, I'm going to wrap it up. Okay, I've taken up a lot of Christopher's time. And so if you'd like to say goodbye to me and Christopher, that'd be great. So I know, because the chat's empty, so I don't know what people are thinking. Okay, hey buddy. Hey buddy says thanks for the scope. And anybody else? Okay, bye. Hey Stephen. Sometimes some people just come in and don't say hello, and then it's like, oh, see ya. I didn't even know they're here. Okay, people are just basically saying flat. All awkward.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye guys.
Okay, one last time, where can they find you?
ChristopherButton.com.
And Instagram.
And Christopher Button Instagram, and Christopher Button Photography on Facebook.
I did a little bit, Steve. Thank you. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye from Italy. Thank you, Johans.